Done.
Hey,
Let's go.
are we live? Okay, we are live.
Yes. Are we live?
Welcome back to the 53 episode 53, 53rd
The
Yes.
new
episode.
season, second
Yeah.
season.
Oh, it's like we never ended a season. We started a new
Like the
season. Bloody
movie,
hell.
those series, the TV series, they have a new season. So this is season 2, officially.
Yeah, so this is the start of the second year. That's why we call this, the beginning of the new chapter. So
Yep.
if you're watching this for the first time, you're not late in the game because we're going to do this for another year anyway. So this is the Three Marketers show. And what we do here is we go live every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Malaysia time, GMT +8, like what you are actually watching right now. And what we do is
We were just the three of us, and there was 3 guests who appeared, was
Twice.
fortunate enough, appeared twice.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
one of
that's the
them
three.
is Chiwai.
Yay, Chiwai
In.
Chiwai is one of them. Okay, who appeared twice, and then the other one was
with
Chun
Chun
Yan,
Yan, and
and
also
where we have teacher Jamie as well.
teacher JB.
Yeah,
Yes.
I wanted to
Thank you so
bring
much.
Wing Hon in. I think next week. No. Next month. I think
Oh,
I think
cool.
we can actually do some arrangement because Wing Hon has got a very interesting topic to discuss.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but if this is the first time you watch us, right? Let me introduce ourselves. My name is Jason, and I have my partners here. Andrew. Andrew is on the top left or right, and then we have Manfred over here. So these two guys are really good in their field. Like Andrew is really good in email marketing. So if you need some help in email marketing, then that's the guy you want to talk to. And Manfred now is, fighting to win some prizes over there. He's actually kind of like
Hey,
I
Chiwai.
don't know, yeah, he was just telling us that he wanted to win this thing. So, Manfred, you maybe can share with us. Hey, Chiwai, what's up? Maybe
Hi,
maybe
Chiwai.
share with us a little bit more about what you're currently doing right now. I mean, today's episode is very loose, lah. It's really coming back to the core, initial reason why we started the show, which is just 3 guys, nothing to do on a Wednesday night, just come together and chit chat. But fortunate enough, okay, in the past 1 year, we have made good friends. And we managed to. I think now instead of just 3 of us chit chatting, we have Chiwai here. We have a few other good friends who joins us most of the time to chit chat. I think that's a very meaningful journey.
We made
as we
lots
started.
of new friends.
A lot,
new
man.
friends from the
Seriously,
US,
like you say, 40 over guesses. I would say at least 40 over. I mean, 30 over of them. I don't know them before this, and we become friends here. So that's the most beautiful part of what we are doing right now, right? So I think today's topic is really about what we have learned doing this kind of crazy show. Like the other day, I was just talking to one of my coaches the other day, right? Like we have Richard here. What's up, Richard? What's up?
Hey.
And we have Chiwai
Thanks for
everywhere.
coming.
Chiwai saying Manfred got his hands on everywhere. Hey, that sounds wrong. I mean, we yeah. Okay, that sounds not right. But
That sounds
yeah,
so off,
wrong, man, wrong. Okay, and Chiwai say after a year, welcome to the cut. I hope this is one, but I'm not sure. But seriously, we're definitely enjoying the journey so far. But I think today's session is more like, we want to
recap.
actually recap about what we have done. I think what was the reason we started? Do you still remember? Andrew was the one who, kind of like raised the idea of like, let's do something like this.
No, the main reason was because I noticed a lot of people, the trend of people going live. And at that point, 1 year ago, I have no experience and I don't have the guts to actually go live on my own because I don't know what to say. So I told Jason, I said, hey, let's do live, the 2 of us. And then at least if I ran out of topic, then you can chip in and all those things. And then that's how Jason invited Manfred. I didn't know him then. And then we met. It was so-called as an interview session. We met, talked about it. I told Jason, I said, okay, let's go.
So you actually sort of like you were like kind of
Yeah,
thinking
we
whether
were
to
trying
interview
because I
Manfred,
don't know
right?
him,
Or we are being interviewed by him, right?
So Jason spoke highly on Manfred. He's a very sharp guy with regards to Facebook. He does a lot of research and all those things, and we sort of hit it off, And I think that was the idea. Sometimes in business, or especially in business, you tend to follow your gut feeling in the first impression. And Manfred gave me a very good impression. I don't know whether I give him a good impression or not, but as far as I'm concerned, I'm okay with him. I'm cool with him. So that's what we did. And there was no ulterior motive other than just following the crowd and say, let's try this. It seems to be happening, and we are digital marketers and we're supposed to test everything. So that's what we did. And 1 year down the road, we've made a lot of new friends, as Jason has mentioned, and it has given us some form of credibility, because not many people actually can run a show every week consistently at the same time for 1 year.
Yeah.
And
GY was saying now Andrew has improved 300%. Wow, really? Okay, now GY, you're judging.
I don't know how you measure that, but
He was
thank you so much,
hiding.
my brother.
He was hiding his talent back then. Now and then he want to slowly shine. Like you see, Manfred become purple only in what, 48 episode or 40?
Yeah.
I don't know, I forgot.
Yeah.
Right? So that's
he
these are the
aged
people.
the color from
Evolve.
yellow to purple age.
But the other day I watched back our first episode, I was like, holy.
White
I know,
color.
we were crappy, man.
Oh my god, man! Seriously, it's like so interesting, right? So that's 1 year down the road. But Manfred, what do you think? I mean, what was the initial reason why you decided to join us on this thing? Like Manfred GY is saying you're like a librarian. He knows a lot of tools, right? So yeah,
Absolutely.
back alley
alley.
stuff. Wow, it's like
Very shady business.
Yeah,
I know.
very damn
One hand,
shady business.
your hands all over the place. Now you're in back alley. My goodness.
GY actually, relatively, now we know that GY is coming from the back alley. Like then he knows all these things.
Yeah.
You know it belongs there, right?
The dark web.
Part of the trials.
So what was the initial reason, Manfred, that we maybe
Okay.
invited you, and why did you agree to come aboard, and what was the motive?
I think when I was talking to Jason about a lot of live show in Singapore, actually I was watching Gabriel Wong's. Then it's quite well made. Then there's a lot of people are doing this. Then Jason said, "Hey, let's go and do one." Then my first reaction is, why not? No? Because when people ask you, give you, I actually this idea actually come across my mind. But if you want to do it yourself, and there's no plan, it's extremely difficult to even get audience. So when Jason say, "Hey, let's do," why not? Because if you know my character, I'm kind of always travel not Darth Vader. I can travel the different direction. Just like in the class, people, I'm the one actually send reminders. Hey, remember there's a quiz on the deadline is coming. I'm the one actually when people ask to submit all the questions, all the different teams will just secretly submit. Don't let the other team. I just all the questions, boom, put on the general notice board. Let you see, no harm. Yeah. So you say, you want to do it? Let's do it. In fact, I still remember exactly 1 year ago, I suggested, since we call 3 Marketeers, we should sing all for one for all. And I remember Andrew's answer.
No, you can sing if you want to. You can bloody sing right now. Now, this is the beginning
start
of
the new season. You can
now
sing.
you sing right now. You go.
Yeah. I can't remember the lyrics.
Seriously, I forgot that movie like super long time ago.
Yeah.
But I think the idea from my side is really because at that point of time, I think it's rare. I totally agree with what Andrew and Manfred said, because it's like we don't have a really, we don't have something for our own region. We don't have something like this for our own region, as in like. I mean, a lot of those Western countries, there are a lot of so-called influencers. They are doing something similar. I'm not saying that we are influencers now, but I think it's more important that somebody needs to raise the flag and start kind of like starting a movement. In my opinion, starting a movement where, as you can see up to now, right, the 3 Marketeers is meaningful in one way to me is we are not here to sell anything. Although from time to time we do actually share with you some of the things that you can learn with us or anyone else that comes along the way, but we are not here to actually, the motive is very clear, where we are here to help and we are here to provide value. The moment we do that, that becomes kind of like, that becomes the reason why we can actually do this as a marathon instead of a sprint. Because, last year when everything started to, the pandemic started to hit, a lot of people went live. And I would say 90% of these people who started live at that point of time stopped doing that already. because they started to do live because they wanted to actually use the live to promote and make money. I'm not saying that make money is bad. No, it's perfect. It's good. You know, I'm a bloody whatever capitalist. I do think that whatever you do, it has to be for something that you gain. But
You
nonetheless,
study econs, what?
yeah, I study econs, 100%. Like I'm like a 铜臭味, damn smelly kind of thing. You know, like
Yeah, man, I hate econs, man.
I mean, yeah, I study econs and I specialize. I major in the international econ. So, you know, the more we look at the whole damn thing, right? Yeah, but eventually, that makes us the reason. I mean, that actually gives us the reason to go for long term, and that is something very meaningful in my opinion. And of course, on top of that, we make good friends. So 1 year down the road, I mean, share with us, you know, my co-hosts like Manfred and Andrew. How I mean, has the show transformed or have you transformed in the last 1 year? Maybe you can share with us like what has changed. Like Manfred, now we definitely know that you're studying, and maybe give us a little bit more insights. Like, what are you doing right now? Like share with us a little bit more, because this is the only chance where we don't have guests, right? We can interview ourselves.
Yeah, and of course, this is a good opportunity for all the live audience here. I can see a number of live audience here. Please, it's your time to blast off your keyboards and then keep
like
typing.
Chiwai is the top troll. Chiwai is our fourth marketeer, technically. I think we have to give him that. He's our fourth marketeer. And he said that after 1 year, he actually dragged quite a lot of his friends to join the channel.
Thank you so much, my friend. Thank you.
Right? Thank you so much. Then Chiwai is our fourth marketeer. I think we say that. I mean, it's like, you know, when everything first started, right? I don't know whether you guys still remember. Out of sudden, there's this dude called Chiwai, and either he's in the Avengers phase or whatnot, you know, and he never really shows his real face. Now he's in his bloody avatar over there, right?
Right.
So, and this guy seems to, he seems to really follow us for some time, and until now, 1 year down the road, he's still here.
Okay, so we shall officially anoint him as our fourth marketeer.
Kind of thing, right? Like that's knight you kind of thing, right? So the fourth marketeer. But what has changed, guys? Maybe we start with Andrew.
Me or Manfred? Manfred lah.
Yeah,
I start first. Why has changed? I actually is taking a course right now because my background wasn't in marketing. All the digital marketing is OJT on job, and it somehow I think a lot of my friends also agree with me that when you are on the job, when you work for someone, you don't truly learn. You only learn what is you're doing, so you don't learn everything. So I am taking a course right now. In fact, right now I'm doing human-centered design. It looks simple, to be honest, but the more you go in, it's not easy, you know. We will need to do affinity diagramming, creative matrix, impact difficulty diagram, then a lot of user interview, doing the questions, then doing the proposal, a lot of revision, the words you choose, the ideas, and there's a competition. And we are proposing to a real customers, and we know that before us there are other people who do it. So I always see it this way, no. Most teams, I was telling my teammates, I think most people are more or less the same. It's just that you need better project management and a bit of insight to age out a bit more. So that's what I'm doing, and it's still under marketing.
It sounds damn technical to me.
Sorry.
But that's what we do, you know.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that you're boring the audience, but in a way you're. Just kidding. Like
okay.
Yeah.
So let's over to Andrew.
But Manfred, one more thing. Is it usable in a real world practical? I understand the theory behind it.
I have a lot of
real
classmates who has opinions. I put it this way, opinions about a thing. In fact, they also have opinions about the customer, the client. But I say, come on, the clients also, they are doing this business. It's your job to serve them. They need help. So now in this topic itself, we are trying to attack in multiple angles. When I do this thing, I'm quite excited because copywriting honestly is not my strength. I have a bit of difficulty doing copywriting, and before you do copywriting, you must segment your audience correctly.
Mm.
In order to segment your audience, you must know your customer correctly, know your product. There must be a product market fit. So product market fit, I'm trying to sort of learn through HCD, human-centered design. There are a lot of theory, and I have a bit of difficulty applying my theory I think some of my friends are watching the show right now. I saw messages. So
I don't know.
Yeah, I saw messages. So
Okay.
yeah,
Get
the
them.
message.
Get them. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, they should Facebook or YouTube the message over. So
They should. Yes.
yeah. So I have a bit of difficulty putting the theory into the practical because I keep on revising the thing. I see the thing. I'm still not happy. I'm pretty sure other teams are also doing the same thing. Okay, and in order to age out, you beside your presentation skill, your liao, your content must be there. People see, shit, how come I never thought of this? And you thought of this before. And of course, keep it simple. This is what I'm learning right now. I am trying to strengthen what my shortcoming. I know what I'm not very good at. This is what I'm doing right now. So before I delve further down rabbit hole, before I offer you the red pill and eat and join me, please take the blue pill from Andrew. By the way,
But it's
Matrix
interesting,
4 is coming.
Technically, what is happening here is like you're going to learn, and what are you hoping to achieve from this program? I mean, since we're at this topic, right? Before I pass it to the blue pill guy over there, like seriously,
Blue pill
I mean,
guy sounds so
seriously,
wrong,
And
man.
Jason is Morpheus.
it's holy crap. Seriously, I'm. Do you know? You know what? Because of Matrix 4, right? I'm rewatching the first 3 episodes right now, but I'm going very slow, like
One is still the best. One is still
one is still the best.
Oh,
Now
one's
I'm
still
actually
best,
at the third one, and I kind of like inching it seriously. Like every day I watch about 20 minutes, then I stop and all this kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's the thing. But seriously, Manfred, what are you hoping? What are you looking forward? What are you looking to achieve?
I think you know me very well. Every time I always like to say, I don't know what I don't know. Okay. And when you jump into something you do already, then you realize, shit, man, I've been doing this the wrong way. No wonder I spend so much money on the Facebook advertisement. Nobody want to react to me.
Right.
Because I still use the old way of segmenting people. I assume this is 20 to 30 male will be something. People Netflix already do until you watch a bunch of horror show, then I throw in some anime and it works because there is history, there's record. There are a bunch of horror show viewers actually also watch anime. And I assume that you also like to watch anime. Hence, you still continue to get hooked on Netflix. Agreed? So I'm looking to work to make sure my to uncover things that I'm not good at and strengthen it. And I believe I can do well or when I take a course rather than on a job working. Because work, you're busy solving this problem. You don't specifically target your weakness and work on it. Am I going too deep?
I think you are always going too deep, but we have all the time, right? Today's our show. So if you guys don't like
we're only 18 minutes down, man.
If you don't like Manfred going too deep, then it's okay. But nonetheless, right? Seriously, today we are having fun because it's our episode. We don't have any guests today. But before that, right? Let's say, like Richard was saying, send TY the link to get him on the show. No, we don't want him to be the first person to appear 3 times. We wait. We would definitely bring him in, but today, let's do like this. Yeah. Okay, and Richard say encore, right? Definitely, TY would definitely come back. But just that TY, you have to figure out what topic you want to talk about. Maybe talk about your Avengers collection. So, and TY was saying you wanted to vote on... Fundamentally, what the hell is the fundamental reason you're talking about this? Seriously?
I thought Jason's favorite word is in my opinion.
I don't know.
Awesome.
Awesome. Was it awesome?
Awesome.
Yeah, awesome better. I like awesome better.
Okay.
I have so many these kind of crazy.
I was hoping the audience can pinpoint each of us what our favorite words that we keep on.
Yeah. So
I also don't know.
What is
Awesome. Actually, you repeated a lot of
Yeah,
times.
let us know, man.
Yeah,
You've been
Andrew's
with us for
Andrew's frequent words, favorite words.
Bob is
Mine.
in the house, Mr.
Yeah,
Bob
hey, we have
Lowe,
Bob here.
Oh,
We
Bob
have
is
Bob
my
here.
LinkedIn Sifu.
And like fundamentally, it's the word, really. And Bob is
Okay.
here. Seriously,
I've
like,
got to
but
watch back the
wait.
52.
Somebody
Hey,
say
Bob was one of
Jason's
our
voice
guests.
nice. Wow, thank you so much. Seriously. Wow. Okay. I
Wait,
have
wait.
to
Second
hear
one,
so
Chiwa's
hurt,
voice or
oh.
Jason's voice?
Cannot fight because
Cannot
you're
fight.
Darth Vader, right?
Yeah, man.
Thank you.
The
And
force is not with
yeah,
you.
but who like Chiwa is saying? Oh, I think Chiwa is friend.
Okay,
Why are you
cool.
here? What she is a he or she got into the wrong place. But nonetheless, if you are here for the first time,
Yeah.
this is what we do, right? This is just three guys chit-chatting. Today, not so much related about digital marketing, but it's more about our journey, as in like we have
Running
been
this
doing
show.
this for a year, right? Running this
Yeah.
show. So now let's go to the blue pill guy.
Man,
Andrew.
why must I get a blue pill, man?
I seriously, because he started, he wanted to take the
Yes.
red pill.
Yeah, I
bloody
took the
hell.
red pill. Okay,
Yeah,
fine.
then you become the
yeah.
blue pill. What the like
But I
that? You
think-
give people choice.
Yeah. I think one of the things that we noticed a change in, not a change, a natural progression in our show. Oh, Jason gone.
Yeah.
Missing.
Morpheus need to the god of
Morpheus
dreams.
need to-
Morpheus, my okay.
You only need to bring in some energy, man.
Yeah.
You need to bring
Yeah,
some
man.
energy, man.
I need to disappear for a while, then probably come back.
I think
everybody.
one of the thing we wanted to do for the show was, we noticed when we interview or we look at, there were a lot of so-called people who are very good at what they do. Some are very good in e-commerce, some are good in copywriting, but they did not set up to teach.
Yep.
But they are really expert in that side. So one of the things that we sort of pivoted, not pivoted, I think we expanded the universe in the sense that we wanted to hunt for such personalities because I think they've got more to offer besides what they do. And when somebody who can teach but has not done or gone through the process is totally different from somebody who has gone through the process, who may not necessarily have the skill sets to talk, but they know their stuff. So we wanted to. So most of the time when I seek guests for our interviews, I was looking for people like this, and I think it is to bring value to the audience because it's to expose them that you don't have. That's why you notice that we don't bring in those famous so-called gurus and all. They already have their own platform. They don't need us. But it is the unknowns, and to bring them, to give them a so-called a voice, a platform, for them to grow and to benefit a larger audience. So that's how we've kind of evolved as far as the show is concerned. And personally, for me, 1 year, I am a private person. Those who know me, but the nature of our work is, if you stay within your own little shell, nobody would know or how good or what else can you offer to the world. And this one year, I've besides this show, I've appeared in other people's show. I've appeared as a guest speaker. Just Monday alone, I did my first 1 hour solo webinar. And that was because, by doing this 52 weeks of practice together with Jason and Manfred has given me the kind of confidence. And I would strongly encourage any one of you who wants to build this, do this. If you are like me, when we started, we were kind of like worried how it's going to turn out. Get a few friends, get 2 guys, 3 guys, and start a show and keep at it. That's what we did. 52 weeks. We had, at least when somebody says, hey, who the hell is this Andrew? I can just show them the YouTube video and says, okay, here you go, 52 episodes of who am I and what I do.
They were drowned in the bloody 52 episodes, right? They totally get they get drowned.
I think one thing I want to highlight is that because people think differently. So when you speak out the ideas, either crashes with ideas and you can come up with morph into something even better. Yeah. So it sparks off more. Of course, maybe the first idea may not be there, but your second idea builds on top of your first one, or even inspired a third one or fourth one. So I learned a lot from our 2 gentlemen down here. Okay, they
The
shape my
learning,
thinking.
learning is
Also.
mutual. The learning is mutual, and
Yeah,
the
it
learning is
goes both
definitely
ways.
a lot. A lot of learning was actually coming from interviewing our guesses. Seriously, you learn from 40 over awesome people who are damn good in their own field. But one thing I think Andrew pointed out very correctly, which is, in my opinion, somehow, you see, come again. In my opinion, I say in my opinion.
Yeah. See, I
I
told
didn't.
you.
I didn't say fundamentally, right? And I didn't say awesome. Really awesome,
Yeah,
but not yet, right? Okay, cool. So what I think is a lot of people think too much about what's gonna turn out to be.
Yeah.
When you want to, before you want to start doing something, too many people focus on the what if. There's so many what if, and often than not, a lot of people when they think about what it might turn out, they always think about the negative side. What if it doesn't work? What if no one shows up? What if this that happened? That shit happened. But I think what we had in common, just three of us, was we were not thinking about that angle. We just say, start, because I'm the kind of person is really like about starting and grow along the way. A lot of people who know me, I'm actually famous for building and breaking things. So I build a lot of things and I break a lot of things. I think that's kind of like a natural thing, that how we evolve. But I think that's the nature of evolution. A lot of people think too much about when you want to start something, you don't know what will happen. But since you do not know what will happen, why not think about the exciting part of it? What if it happened? What if it happened?
To add on something, I think
Yeah.
to our two gentlemen down here are entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs get things done. They start. People who are salarymen like me, they think, what's the end result? Can achieve or not? So there's a different fundamental difference in the way we think. But I'm a bit weird. I tend to try things also.
I think I
That's
agree
a
to
fact.
disagree, because you see, yeah, you are definitely. But
That's a
I
fact.
think
I'm not going
yeah,
to dispute that.
100%,
The weird
200%.
part, especially.
But I think even
Yeah.
salaried men are actually action takers themselves. It's just that they are framed in a way that, I mean, I'm not saying that it's a bad thing, it's a good thing, in fact. But somehow or rather, when we want to take action, when we want to move something, when we want to get something done, I think it's about taking the first step. It's just like, but to be frank, taking the first step is not just the only thing. We have to also be ready to do this for a certain period of time. Like, to be frank, if we actually, to be frank, the first 3 episodes weren't easy. If you guys agree, back then,
Yeah.
kind of like we were thinking, how are we gonna make it to an hour mark? How did that happen? But you know what? Even at that point of time, to be frank, right, I probably had a little bit more live experience compared to you guys when we first started 1 year ago.
Yeah.
I had a little
Definitely.
bit, but
You had more.
I only started going live in July last year, and I was freaking nervous to death, And who knows? After 1 year, I roughly counted. I think I went live at least 250 times in the last 1 year. I am the most live person among
You're the most
people that
experienced
I
among
know.
all of us now.
Yeah, because
Absolutely.
sometimes I go live 3 times a day.
Yes.
I teach live and I appear in some guesses and all that. But I think eventually you get better at it. Now, like everybody probably know, I do solo 1 hour, no problem. I just bloody, and I have another show which is like my AMA Sunday night. Solo for like 40 over episodes already. Damn.
You should get an armchair with a fireplace. Then take a
I don't
book.
know what happened to me, man.
talk
Seriously,
about
like, what? But that changed a lot of things. That changed a lot of things on my side, because I think, for always look at the bright side lah. Like the pandemic hit, everybody was freaked out, right? But you know what? The other day I was just talking to my girlfriend and we sat down and said, I think the pandemic realized my dream life. It made it happen. It made it happen. Literally now, after the pandemic, I can actually work from anywhere, in any time zone, and still make the kind of money.
Yeah.
Run my business.
I think
like that.
if the pandemic didn't happen, you would still be the Jason guy that's doing in-person classes. I think you were comfortable with that.
I was I was very comfortable with that because I was actually having fun, and I was still toying the idea back then, right? If you remember correctly, I was
And
still
I don't
toying
think
the
it's going to
idea.
happen. Yeah, I don't think that
Maybe we'll
that
delay
going.
5 years, then you do
Yeah,
online. Maybe you
Yeah,
at
5 years.
least to
We're
speed up
so
the
late
whole
in the
thing.
game already. Yeah, it speed
Yeah.
up the whole damn thing. Like it
Correct.
also speed up one thing for me to transform fully in the teaching mode, into the teaching mode.
All right.
Back then, I
Yes.
was still running my agency.
Correct. Correct.
The switch is totally different, if you ask me.
Yeah.
The moment I totally drop my agency part and go fully into training and coaching, it opens up my world in totally crazy way. Never imagined things happen like this.
Yeah.
So I have to thank Andrew. I always say Andrew was the guy who asked me why not, right?
Yeah. Because that was the basis. I mean, you guys may know this. I quit my job after 18 years in November last year, the height of the pandemic. And, we were talking in July about your ideas and all those things. And after sitting down and talking with Jason, what are the things that we could do online and all those things. And it sort of like inspired me along and says, what the hell, man? I could live comfortably with a job, okay, and continue to do that until I retire, and I would just quit. It was a decision, almost a split decision made when I was sitting down and talking to my boss, and he says, okay, I'm going to come and do it. There was no business plan. There was no marketing study or survey. I just felt that I was ready. I could make it. And it's like, digital marketing, how difficult it is going to be, So that's what I did. I just quit and then went out. So we sort of like bounced along the idea together, mostly with Jason. And it was until the point, I think, late in the year or early this year that I decided, and after Jason has advised me, that I should niche down. Initially, I was thinking I could do Facebook, I could do digital marketing. It's such a wide thing. So, there is no way that you ain't going to, be able to survive. But to the point where the turning point for me was beginning of the year when Jason sat me down and says, okay, you got to niche down. Who are you? When you talk to somebody, how are they going to recognize you? And that's where I says, okay, fine. I'm going to go 100% into email. And fast forward, that's what I do. I would be the email guy. Yeah.
And if you look at Andrew's journey, right? Sorry to interrupt, Andrew. I think it's really exciting because if you look at Andrew's journey, like he mentioned, he started to niche in only for less than a year. And now, do you even remember what he was preaching? You only remember Andrew is the email marketing guy right now. It is so easy to build a brand, to be very frank. It is not difficult at all. But a lot of people have too much, like I said, think too much. Really, if you want to build your brand, right? In fact, this is the best time. Now, Andrew, if you remember when we first started our show, I don't know whether you guys did count it. We had less than 100 subscribers on my YouTube channel.
Yes.
Now look at that. 3,004 in a year, 0 ad spend. Everything was like, 100% organic. And these are all the audiences are coming from like 40 over countries, as I was counting on my YouTube channel.
Yep.
40 over countries. You see, brand building in digital era is so powerful right now. We just have to find the right platform. Like Andrew, you're using the LinkedIn platform, and I'm using YouTube. I think we just have to start. I think that's the whole idea. In fact, it's
pick one platform and start. Just pick one platform and pick a niche, pick a platform that you think your customers would be. We tried on Facebook. I was dabbling with YouTube, didn't go far, obviously, because I was dabbling. And to the point, it says, okay, I think my customers are going to be on LinkedIn. And now I spend most of my stuff on LinkedIn. It's getting me the results I need. It's not like great results, but you can actually see the traction. You can actually see the progression. And I would encourage you. I mean, don't do something as crazy as me. Just quit cold turkey and then come up without a plan. I mean, don't do that. Okay. I felt that I had to burn that bridge so that there's no way to, going back, because it's easy to just give up halfway because life is going to be tough. When you run as a solo or you start a business as entrepreneurs, the first 6 months to 1 year or 2 years is going to be super tough. So if you don't cut, you're going to give up and says, I'm going to go back to working for somebody else, right? I decided to stop hustling to fulfill somebody else's dream. Nothing wrong with that. It's a good friend. We still remain good friends, and basically pursue my dream. But
That's a
I
powerful
would
thing.
strongly encourage you to do that. Do a side gig or something to build out your skill sets, because you really don't know. One day your boss may wake up and says, Andrew, I don't like your face anymore.
I'm going to
What's going to do?
outsource your job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So that's
and
that's
you're right,
that's
Jason.
that's right. Yeah, seriously.
Digital is so easy now. You can just put up camera and you go live. Put up a website. It doesn't cost you that much already. Set up an email, no issue. It's mostly it's free, and you just start pumping up content.
And if you need help with that, we know the right person. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. So wait, we have so many comments. You're just
Oh yeah,
having
man.
fun or something. Let's
Let's
queue
look
up.
at our friends.
Oh, is that
We
like
don't we,
TY was saying? Okay, this one we pin already. Now Richard is saying need to run all episodes through natural language processing to filter. I don't know.
Okay,
Is there
man.
such thing?
You
You
have
go
the
ahead
time.
and let us know.
The common words that we use.
Yeah, you go ahead and let us know. I would love
Yeah.
to hear from you on these things. Seriously, I have no clue. And Jin was saying, out of sudden, tiba-tiba, Jin comes in and says,
Hey, Jin.
yeah, and Richard said probably Chinese say ghost enter body A. What is that related to Jin? I don't know. You guys were just chatting, right? I don't know. I
Okay.
wasn't really looking at it. But TY has a question.
Oh, okay.
Okay, to Jason and Andrew. Okay, what would you think your life would be any different if there is no pandemic? Would you be those like booking hotel ballrooms and conduct your class like Tony Robbins style? That's a very good question. Okay, let me start first. Okay, I had a training center, right? I already closed it down. Okay, at that point of time, I was planning to actually, I wanted to do something like that. No, at that point of time, I wanted to go online. I was waiting for the time. I was waiting for the time, and I was not sure how to do it. To be very frank, although as a trainer, right, going online is a totally entire different thing. Okay, at that point of time, Andrew know best. At that point of time, I was struggling. I didn't know how to get this thing right, and we were looking at those Western framework and all this kind of thing. And I was like totally blank myself. I didn't know how to actually find the right model. So if you ask me, I wanted to go digital. I wanted to go online as in virtual, but I didn't know how. So if there is no pandemic, back to the question, I think I would be like what Andrew was saying, one foot in one, another foot in another, and trying to dabble, trying to balance in between. But I think going in between, right? In fact, I started in 2016 as a trainer. And 2016 until 2020, 4 years, 5 years. One foot in the agency, one foot in training. You can't. Somehow. I don't think it works. You have to cut. The moment I decided last year and say that let's drop the agency part, let's go fully teaching and coaching, the mindset shift is tremendous. Because for some reason, right, if you are still running an agency, the moment you teach, you will have that thought in your mind deep down that you probably don't want to share everything because you're still an agency. Because somehow or rather, agency makes you more money in a way, because you get to get this recurring and the kind of thing. So you will feel hesitate in going all out in teaching. But the moment I cut that thing, I go all out. Oh, I tell you, then I realized that in fact, agency was really like a trap. Because agency can only make me that much every month. Now look at what I am. Seriously, it's a very interesting shift. I think that's coming from me. But thanks for the question, TY. That's a very good one. What about you, Andrew?
If it wasn't for the pandemic, I would most probably be still continue to be like Manfred said, accelerate man, because there was no push. But when pandemic happens, it made me realize one thing, that life is short and things can just change. A company that's comfortable, for example, like restaurants, they were doing so well, and all of a sudden, or the cinemas, things are totally changed, and there's no preparation for it. And one of the reasons I also decided to just change to move on is because I didn't want to regret. All the while, I always wanted to go back into the entrepreneur world and all those things, but there was no external trigger. There's no reason to do that. And when the pandemic hits, I says, I don't want to go retire one day and start asking myself, what happened, Andrew, if you have actually gone and start something on your own? Would it be good? Would it be bad? Would it be awesome? And I didn't want, the fear of regret was something that drove me. And I know that life is very short. So I said, screw it. I don't want to regret. I'm going to try, even if I fail. Now, the upside is this. If I fail, I can just blame me on the pandemic and say, well, everybody is failing. What do I expect for a single guy like me? But if I made it, I'm going to come out, looking pretty cool. So why not? That was the thing.
Totally agree. I totally agree. Yeah. I think that is a very interesting. Yeah, basically, I think let's put it in. Although this is not fair to it, but I would say, everything happened for a good reason.
Yeah. We made the best out of the situation. Basically, we made the best out of the situation.
I mean, I've seen people, to be frank, I'm not saying it's either good or bad, it's your own choice. But I've seen people still trying to find back the old way. I mean, in my opinion, that you wasted a good pandemic.
Yeah.
In my opinion. Yeah. So yeah, thanks for the question, Tua. I think that's a very good one. And Jean was saying, we're asking Manfred, when's your turn? What? I think this is about coming out and start your own company kind of thing, right?
Yeah. My classmate actually asked me the same thing also. So I was thinking, I think the best thing is for my case, as in I think I will most likely go back to full time, but I will still do a bit more so that you test out your idea first. I am the kind of person I won't dare to jump into the water with two of my feet in. I will play with the water first and see how deep is the water before I take the next action.
I actually agree, but somehow you have to, of course, start something.
Yeah, have to start somewhere.
Yeah, you have to start somewhere. Then eventually, you can navigate around. But yeah, thanks, Jean. Thanks for the concern. Manfred will do it when he's ready, I think. Okay, then Chia was saying, when you first joined us, you even thought Andrew was the creative writer. He is a very good writer, to be very frank. Okay, but then again, I was just thinking to myself. I said, writing, you're competing in a different era. I mean, not to say era, it's a different field, and it's a lot more difficult for people to understand. If you agree with me, when you say creative writing, right? Because in a way, it's very hard to put a price tag to it unless you're damn famous.
Yep.
So
you can write a blog, you can write an article, you can be a documenter, technical writer. It's so huge. It's very difficult to pinpoint.
So I think that was our discussion when we were having chat, in private to talk about how can we actually find a position for yourself. But I think eventually, I'm very happy to see that you have a very strong positioning right now. Seriously,
Still building, but let's stick with it. I'm going to stick with it.
Yeah. And Jean was saying, you still remember Andrew being the E-log guy. Wow, seriously, yes. Andrew came into my universe as an E-log guy, and then he brought his team to join my class and all this, and we actually became friends. That's how everything worked, right? And TY said he didn't know that you're from E-log.
Now you know.
Okay, yeah, now you know. And Richard was saying you just need one content piece that grows audience, then the rest is history. That's an easy way to say it.
Yeah.
That's an easy way to say it, but it's not easy at all.
Yeah. Consistency, doing it every day is the key.
I post at least one video a day for the last more than a year now.
Yeah.
Okay. How many people can do things like that? That's why I say I'm proud. I'm proud for this kind of thing. And eventually, I think you have to also understand the reason why you want to do this. And of course, the other thing to look at it is you have to keep finding new ways to do it in a more optimized way. Like now, I can tell people that although I post one video every day, I only need the editing work, because everybody knows that when you do video, right, the biggest headache is the editing, right? I reduce my editing time to less than 2 hours a week.
Well, I did the TikTok until I want to go crazy.
I tell you, if you can't find an optimized way to do it, you give up halfway. You give up eventually, because it's too time consuming.
Yeah.
And you're not at the level, like for me, I'm not at the level of hiring or even a freelancer to do that yet.
Mm.
And in fact, I don't need to now. I already optimized it to 2 hours a week kind of work. It's not much to me.
Yeah.
And then
we're
it's kind
still,
of like,
we're still trying to achieve that one take video, no editing. That's the dream point that we want to achieve. No more editing, just one take video, everything. That's it. Go.
yeah, I think that's one of a skill that I acquired through the pandemic.
Yeah.
If now, you know what, when I want to do my VSL, right,
You edit less already.
I don't need to edit. I just live. I
yeah.
just use StreamYard to do the recording, and
Correct.
usually one take, maximum 2 take.
Yes.
It's that. So that's really a skill, and it can be trained.
Can be.
It can be. Trust me. And Gene was saying, "You're not playing with ghosts. Don't tell us. Don't tell us. You play with whatever.
Whatever you want, my friend.
Yeah.
You are comfortable with.
And then Jess is asking, isn't that the same for full-time job versus side gig? We will need to make decision, else we can't concentrate fully with dedication. What do you guys think?
I think she's asking on my take, but in my opinion is, personally, I think that there is no new idea. Actually, your idea is someone is still implementing only. So for your case, is it feasible or not? Can it work or not? So that's why you do your full time with your site. You test it out first before you throw all your resources in. Because normally there won't be a second chance. Normally, so that's my nature lah. I think your question is meant for me lah. Okay, so you test it out first. Then once you see that this side gig has a glimpse of hope, then you decided how much you're going to shift. You can actually change your full time into a part-time job. Yeah, that's how I see it.
Okay.
Because honestly, I always believe there's no blue ocean one. Everywhere is red ocean one. When you think it's a blue ocean, you think, oh, this idea confirm nobody thought. Most of the time it's a desert. Seriously, it's a desert. Confirm die one. Yeah. A lot of my friends, oh, blue ocean, I tell you, this one can work because nobody thought of it. Do already, habis. Yeah. So yes, hope I answer your question.
I think she did. She just put a thumbs up.
Yeah, thumbs up.
Thanks, yes.
Yeah.
Jason, you're muted,
Jason,
my friend.
you're muted.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Wanted to give Manfred that full concentration.
Oh, yeah. Okay, good.
Must. No, I'm just saying. I agree with but what I wanted to say already. Anyway.
You want to say that most things are red ocean one. When you think
Totally
it's blue
agree.
ocean, when you think it's blue ocean, you do already. Nah, it's a desert. Nowhere got blue ocean.
I actually hit into that many times.
Yeah.
You
think you're so smart, huh? You think you're so smart. Wow, I can think of a blue ocean. No competitors. Wow, so happy. Because nobody believe that it can work. Then you believe it can work. You go and do.
You do that.
Habis.
Yeah, because there are many angles, for a business to be successful or for a side gig to become your full-time job and all that.
Just
or
gradually, shift the resources. You started with small one, then gradually you shift more resources. You can turn your full-time to part-time. If you're good, your boss actually will still want you as part-time. Then your side gig become your main gig. Then your main gig can really work already. Then say bye-bye to your part-time, do your own resources.
That's how I sort of started.
Yeah.
I was still in the job when I started TribeUp, as a part-time coaching at that point of time, and agency work, and eventually, I shifted it, make it a full-time thing. But I believe when you want to do this kind of like split job, then you have dedication is all your own adjustment. At that point of time, I work about 16 to 18 hours a day.
I personally think that our friends here, entrepreneurs, they know that entrepreneurship is actually very difficult. In fact, I think GY will also agree with me. So if you think entrepreneurship by itself is difficult, and you cannot handle two things, I think it's two different kind of difficulties. Okay, if you cannot do this kind of juggling the balls difficulty, then jumping in might not be very wise for you. That's how I see it.
True. I think that's
and entrepreneurs normally don't take no for answer. They believe anything is possible. If you set your mind to it. Because the mindset is the most important.
We're a bit crazy in that sense.
Yeah. And I don't like norms also. I'm that kind of person in the group forum. I actually found good seminar. I share with people my take on things. People think, for Asians, they will say, oh, this guy show off. But no, I don't see it this way. I found something, I share with you. Let's have a conversation on the topic itself. I learn from
I
you, you
think
learn
Bob
from
have
me.
a good, Bob has a question for you, Jason.
We have quite a number of questions. Let's go through one by one. Let
Okay.
give Manfred the
I'm
live
looking
first,
at
you know.
this.
Hey, sorry.
thingy.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I think it's quite interesting. I mean, I like this topic. In fact, if one day we want to yam about this thing for an hour, also I cannot. It's okay.
We'll
But
probably
okay,
go
now
for
let's
2
go
hours
through one by
also.
one. We have quite a number of questions coming in. Thank you
Okay,
so
let's
much
go.
for being so active today, guys. Jean was asking,
Jean,
can you
yes.
share a bit about the part when I say as an agency, I hesitate to share the full secrets, and also agency makes more money than teaching. Okay, I must admit, because a lot of my back then, from 2016 to 2020, at that period of time, okay, all of my clients are actually evolved from my students. Because of that particular few years, right, I made a point. You want to be my client, you have to join my class. If you don't join my class, I don't take you as my client. Seriously, I was that crazy. Why? Because I can't stand talking to a person who do not respect whatever I'm doing or do not know what I'm doing. When we can't speak the same lingo, I was like, well,
Wait, the customers go and anyhow go YouTube, type Facebook advertising, open the first link. Hey, Jason, this guy do this. How come you never do this?
Exactly.
This guy got $1 million views, no, so many followers. You never do this. You cheating me.
So that's what I hate, because I've been doing that for like 2010. I started my agency until 2016. For that many years, I suffered that like crazy, and I decided that I don't want that crap anymore.
Then I will tell the guy, hey, Ahiang, this video 2016 already, 5 years already. 5 years ago, the thing can still work.
And not reason one, my friend.
You try.
Then
the thing is, you teach him the everything already. You still don't believe in them? Oh my goodness.
So that's the thing that I want to avoid. So at that point of time, so when I teach, right, I do have a very clear. When I was teaching back then, I do look at, okay, what if they become my client and all this kind of thing, and a lot of them actually became my client. That's how I grew my agency part of business. That's why I didn't need to do any branding and marketing and all that. By training itself, it gives me a different leverage. That's how I landed on big clients like EcoWorld and all that. That's how the whole thing worked back then. But then again, right? And the second question is, Jean was asking, agency makes more money than teaching, but that wasn't the case. Okay, agency fee is pretty fixed, right? And you need to invest a lot of time. I think Jean, Chiwai can relate.
Yeah. Scaling is an issue for agency.
It's very difficult to scale. The more client you need to get, I mean, if you want to get more client, you need to have a bigger team, or you kill yourself. Either way.
True.
And when you have a bigger team, then you need to find more clients to fit the team. It's a very difficult balance to actually achieve. So I decided that I don't like to go through the growing part. It's really very difficult to me. I realized that I don't want to do that, and I know for a fact that I'm not a good manager. I'm not a good person who can manage a big team. I've got a friend. Okay, I wanted to bring him in here. His agency just crossed 100 people mark.
Oh, wow.
We
should talk to him.
Insane. He doesn't want to come on board. He doesn't want to come here.
We do a mystery guest and put on a mask and helmet.
Yeah. 100 people in an agency, I tell you, I cannot imagine myself doing that. But the moment when I turn things around, right, when it comes to teaching, I'm so easy to scale right now.
Yeah.
I work so much lesser hours, to be very frank, okay? And I make more money than during my agency time. That's yes, 100%. So teaching actually make more money. You may say that, okay, per head count and all this kind of thing, you may make less, but I can scale. It's a lot easier for me to scale. And when it comes to my fee kind of thing, I grow my fee for the coaching side. So that's how I strike a better balance.
Yeah.
So that's to Jean's question. Thanks.
That's a good answer, man. That's a good answer.
Yeah. Okay. Now let's go to Chiwai. Chiwai is saying, when you started your business, you were also like no business model, no plan. But that's the best way. Okay, I think that's the best way. But there's definitely months down the road you got COVID. Scary as there's uncertainty. We all been there, done that.
You start somewhere. You start somewhere.
Now you know why Chiwai is our fourth fourth Musketeer.
Yeah. So guys, if you have
are
not
crazy,
met Chiwai, then this
similarly
is our
crazy.
fourth marketeer, and his name is Chiwai. It's number 4. Okay. And yes, we're saying he wants to find time to have a chat with you. I think that's you, Manfred. So you guys chat.
Go ahead.
Okay. Then Bob was saying, how do I differentiate myself in the red ocean of Facebook ads? I know, right? Talk
good
about a
question.
crazy red ocean. Red ocean. Seriously.
Good question.
When I first started last year, wanted to go international and wanted to start a YouTube channel and all these things. I don't want to talk about the previous, the agency side of it. Let's talk about past 1 year, because in fact, if you guys know, can visualize it, I actually started my business from scratch since last year. Because of the pandemic, my business crumbled, 100% crashed. And I took the opportunity to let it die. And I started a new page entirely. So I went online and I started building online courses, and I started using YouTube to build myself and all that. And now today I have students coming from 27 countries. I think back to these questions from Bob, it's a very good question. How do you differentiate yourself from a market that is super crowded? Is to build your voice. I think what I've been doing here is I first have a framework. I name my framework, and I make my framework so in a way easily understandable. So I keep on talking about the framework, and then you have to be visual, because I think in the red ocean, even though there are so many people positioning themselves as a Facebook ads expert and all that, but I think you wouldn't like everybody. There must be someone that you feel comfortable with, and you will decide to learn from this guy. Like Manfred, in a way, Manfred told me, like Manfred is a fan of John Loomer as well.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, John's class may not be as good as his writing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of the challenge. So I went out a lot, I go out live a lot, I talk a lot. So, I mean, one thing you have to realize, like for my case now, my channel is growing. I already have haters club.
Got haters club already. So far.
Hey, that's good news, no? I tell you, seriously, congratulations. Congratulations.
I was just having a quick chat with my team today and say that, hey, your negative comments coming in a lot,
That's
I
good,
didn't
no?
notice.
That's good news. Seriously, I'm not trying to be sarcastic, but
no,
when people hate you, means you are there already.
Yeah. You are noticed, you're being noticed.
You notice already.
So basically, they either like you or they hate you, lor.
Right.
Then you have a voice, lor, in a way.
Right.
You can't please everyone. So in order to build a brand, another thing that I learned along the way is if you want to build a brand, right, you can't be the yes man. I have a strong stand in whatever I believe. So the moment I come in, and if it's not something that I prefer, I would say that this is not my style. So if you want this, kind of like you want to learn from me, this is my way. If you don't want, then you go away. It's kind of like the way. So
that's the new
one. No need to waste time on them.
My way or
it's
go
like that
away.
already, one. It's like that already. So basically, that's how, in my opinion, how I built my brand from scratch. In fact, from scratch last year. Last year, this time, I had only less than 100 subscribers on YouTube. Okay, and my email list was pathetic. Altogether, I think it's less than a few hundred. And in fact, those few hundred couldn't convert anyway. They are old emails who have learned with me before and all these kind of things. I couldn't convert them anymore. So I built everything from scratch. My 3,000 over now, close to 4 now. Everything is from scratch. So I think because I really kind of like decided on the voice that I want to represent, and I go very visual about that. Visual. Yeah. So that's. But thanks, Bob, for the question.
Just to add, I was talking to Jason yesterday. There was an impression that one of my clients had of Jason, and she was saying that wow, this Jason guy sounds very expensive, So I think there are two markers that you are on your way. Okay, I won't say that you have achieved it, because compared to whatever is out there, obviously we are way off, we're still starting. But when you're on your way, is one, you have a haters club. That means you're actually getting noticed. Number two is when somebody who doesn't know you at first impression, after going through some of your content, says, yeah, this guy sounds expensive. That means you're right there already.
Thank you for sharing the conversation, at least to let me have a glimpse about kind of the thing.
That first impression
I
makes all the
never
difference.
imagined that, in a way. But I'm very happy about that. Thank you.
That's what we wanted to do, right? In July, that's
Yeah.
the aim that we want to say that where people say, "Wow, Jason must be very expensive." Then we have done it.
Because you see,
Right.
that's how I believe it should be. Because you see, in my opinion, very simple. I think these people, when they think you're expensive, that means that they think highly of you, lor, in a way. They appreciate, you really give value to them. It's just that they probably feel that they're not ready for you yet. But when they are ready, then they will come. It happens to me. I've got people who have been following me for like a few months, and whenever they are ready, they just come in and you go on the coaching with me and all this kind of thing. It's just how it works. It's very interesting. But thanks for sharing this.
Maybe he's also a hater. Curse you, then say, oh my God, he's right. I must amend
I don't
my
know.
mistake.
I got people like, but I block all this, I don't care. My YouTube channel is mine, right? So goodbye.
Okay, we got past the 1 hour mark. We don't give a fuck.
Okay, I mean, yeah. So, okay, Richard was saying agency revenue is time bound and headcount bound. Correct.
That's true.
Seriously, that's why I've been running it for a long time, and I realized that it's not the thing that I want to do. You see, what I wanted to do, I was just telling my girlfriend after the pandemic, what is going to happen to me is I'm going to live in countries.
Wow. Nice.
I can. Like, for example, I do not go vacation anymore. I just get, let's say, for example, I will just go Taiwan and I'm going to live there for a month, 2.
Yeah, that's true. That's possible.
I don't have all these issue of I need to go to office. I don't have one now. Or I need to be in any place to do anything right now. And the best part is my setup is so simple. I don't even need to have a stage and all that. LCD screen and all that. People are comfortable with this kind of setting. Yeah. So literally, I can work anywhere, right?
A webcam, a laptop, and maybe
Singapore welcome you.
I definitely will go there, hang out a bit.
We're going to hang out in Singapore, my friend. One day when all this is cleared, definitely we're going to go down to Singapore.
Instead of 3 screens, it's 1 screen only.
Yes, we're going to broadcast from Singapore.
Yeah, one screen, all come together, 3 mics together, right?
We're going to broadcast
Adrian is also from Singapore. So all these are friends from Singapore. We have a lot of friends in Singapore, so we should. So so I mean, in my opinion, that's that kind of life that I wanted. And because of the pandemic, I can live that kind of life now. Yeah. So that's the best part of it, right? So Chiwa was saying already killing himself. Hey, chill, bro. Hey, don't that. So after the mystery guest can put Iron Man face can already, he doesn't want to come. Trust me. I mean, I've invited twice. Because he's one guy that can speak a very interesting discussion. Okay, and Chia is saying when you start a haters club, you're already there. Hopefully lah. Okay, and Richard said I'm not expensive. Value.
Oh, okay.
That's good. Okay, thank you.
Right. Okay.
And Adrian was suggesting we do outdoor live. Wow, seriously.
Well, I must book a generator to generate electricity first. No, book a venue.
No, you just get power banks.
No need lah.
You broadcast from a laptop, what?
Lighting, Wi-Fi, power for the laptop.
Outdoor, we use natural light. We don't need lighting anymore.
I thought ours is night show.
Huh? We can always change.
Can lah. Hey, I have done going live.
Hey, Marina got a very bright area where you can just go there and do it, ma. Marina Square.
Can lah. Or we just get a room nicely set up with
because that's not outdoor one.
Oh yeah, outdoor cannot.
Yeah. You want the MBS?
Adrian will find a place for us. We will leave Adrian to find a place for us. Yes.
You go find. Adrian will find, or Manfred will find, or anyone who can find. I'm fine. Let's go. Singapore will be one of the first stops that we go. Okay, that's
the three marketers show on the three marketers. What do they call it, on tour?
Yeah. Sounds cool, right?
Why not, man?
Yeah, why not? Let's do that. Okay. So let's do that.
It's a new direction for.
Yeah, we can go live in multiple places, right? Different places, different countries. Yes, and Jim was asking, will things change once the country open up again? You mean for me? This is the model. This is my new business model now. My newfound business model. I
I
run
don't have to apply
training.
leave. I'm okay.
I don't,
We
I
don't have to apply leave.
literally, I just need to have electricity and connectivity.
Yes.
And I already figured out, I'm going to buy a portable extra LCD screen so that I can
Right.
still have this kind of setup. And these lights are very light. I
Yeah,
can
you
I
can
literally
pack this.
pack. I can pack, no
You
problem.
can.
So no issue. I can really live anywhere and still do what I do.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm so looking forward to that. Anyway, so
Yeah,
yeah,
man.
Adrian was saying go cafe with PowerPoint. Okay, Jin say power
Anywhere.
bank also can power up. Can lah.
Anywhere, my friend. Anywhere.
Yeah. Okay, cafe outdoor you will find.
Okay, done.
Okay.
Adrian will do that for us.
Yeah,
Yes,
and
sir.
Richard is saying live from the casino. You are casino ni. Okay, we see how. Okay, and Chia is saying
We
three
live
marketers
after
to
the
pump up their
casino. We
connectivity
casino
infra.
first, after live, depends, you know.
All these things cannot lah, here only ma. But I think nonetheless, you go to most places nowadays, connectivity not so much issue
We're okay
right?
already. Yeah.
Yeah, not so much already. Right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Low
and Jim was
maintenance.
saying really happy for you. 3 have found the ultimate lifestyle you have wanted.
So have you, Jane. So have you. Each one have your
Yeah.
own way of, yeah.
Everybody have found a way. I mean, that's it's a choice, right? I mean, yeah.
Be happy what you do.
Yeah,
That's
we
important.
are. Okay.
Yep.
All right, guys. What you see? Yam also can go
No
1
script,
hour.
no planning. Nah,
Not even
this-
question
this is-
set up and
This
all
is
that,
as
right?
far, yeah, this is as far as we go. And thank you so much for all your support.
Yeah, man. Thank
You
you so
guys-
much.
you
And
guys-
next week,
you guys keep us going.
next week we promise we bring guests, lah.
Next week we've got a guest. Yes.
Yeah, we got a guest.
We're
Okay,
back
in
to,
case you're tired or
yeah.
you're bored of 3 guys talking non-stop like that. Anyway, thank you for
and you have
enduring
any other
all this.
guests, interesting ones that you want to recommend, by all means.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They don't have to be famous. They have to be
I-
good at what they do. That's what we want.
I need to do my job.
Oh yeah. Forgot about your job, bloody hell.
yeah, man.
Okay. No. You bring it up.
Right,
So what is
let's
that?
go.
Jim
Okay,
was
it's a
saying
very
get
sim-
VPN. Can we do
Okay,
that?
Jason, help me share the URL on
Yeah,
both
sure.
YouTube and Facebook while I
Okay.
run this thing. Just play the video. I think you all can hear the audio, right?
I
Co-founder
think
and
so.
CEO of Loom, and I'm
Can you
really,
hear?
really happy you're here. I just want to take a minute to
Can you
explain
hear?
to you how I,
Yeah.
as CEO, Loom on a daily basis. So the first is to explain something. If I'm sending out a doc, slides, designs, whatever it may be, I always include a Loom link in order to provide additional context. And then if somebody is asking me for feedback, so somebody sends a link to me, instead of typing up a laundry list of feedback, I just record a quick Loom and send it over to them. Keep the project moving along faster. Meetings, you can have better and fewer meetings if you send out a Loom in advance. So instead of status updates and only getting 25% of your meeting time to discuss and decide, try and bring that up to 75 or 80% and get a lot of the status updates out of the way. So Loom helps you have better and fewer meetings. And lastly, it helps you build connection. So building supportive, trusting relationships between teams and teammates explicitly grows in moments of appreciation and recognition, but it implicitly grows in the communication is human, transparent, and kind. So when you see somebody's face, when you hear their voice and their intonation, that is what helps you build connections and relationships. So I got a challenge for you. Can you think of a coworker who's gone above and beyond recently and potentially record a Loom for them, letting them know how awesome they are? So these are the ways in which I, as CEO, and I think anybody can use Loom in order to communicate more effectively at work. Happy recording.
Okay, that's what I'm going to share. It's
I got
called Loom.com.
I
You
use
got
it,
Loom.
but
You
I
got
got Loom. Yeah,
you
I
got
got Loom
Loom.com.
installed.
Okay,
I
so
use
basically,
Cloud app.
So basically, it's when you capture the video on screen, it embeds your face with the video. Straight away, you can explain the thing itself. So this is very common in the future for communication. That's all.
It's a powerful thing, lah. It's a powerful thing. You definitely need something like that, lah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good,
So,
good explainer, like especially your clients who don't know, then just show them this and then send to them. Hey, good one, man. My
Good
friend.
one. Thank
Great
you so much, Manfred, as usual. Okay, before we go, let's quickly go through, lah. Like Jin was saying, get
Let's
VPN.
finish.
Okay, lah. Let's see how it goes, lah. I mean, yeah. And yes, the same will be good to real marketers face to face. No plan that this is gonna happen anytime soon. No plan.
Yeah.
I don't want to see people. You see us live like this, you know.
Yeah.
Unless we go to different places, we go hang out. But I won't be running physical training anymore. I think that's if that's what you're referring. Yes, but thanks. And Chia is saying as the anniversary episode, It's the session is done on those streaming platform can throw flowers. Holy.
Okay, this is
All things, right?
this is one marketer who has gone rogue. Black
Yeah,
alleys lah,
Black-
throw
yeah,
flowers.
definitely
lah,
black
my
alley guy,
goodness,
this
yeah.
guy. Throw
Definitely,
flower,
yeah.
wear flower kind of thing, right? I don't know lah.
He's the dark side, man. He's the dark side.
100%. And should I say thank you for keeping us informed and entertained over the years. Thank you for joining us.
We had
Thank
fun
you for
doing
being
this.
with us.
We had fun doing
Definitely. So this is the end of the show. This is the end of this episode, and I hope you enjoy this. And
The
this
start
is
of the new season.
Yeah, the beginning of a new year for us. We have completed 52 episodes. If you want to find out what we talk about, go back. Yeah, and now we are 53, and we are heading to another 52 episodes to go. At least.
I should do this. Love you all.
All right, guys, this is it. I'll see you next week. Next week we have guests. This is the 3 Marketeers, and see you next week. Yeah, love. See you.
Good night.
Bye. Scary.
Lots of love. Good night. See you
Good night.
next week.
Bye.
Yes.